Welcome, everyone, to the Infinite Star Connection podcast. We are live with you from all over the world. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see, I'm your host, Viviane Chauvet. Today, it's my husband, Peter Benson, who's going to be my co-host just for today. I just want to let everyone know that Jeff is back at the hospital right now, and something else came up. And we want to really take a moment before we bring our distinguished guests, and of course, with Tiam, who's going to be so graciously going to translate for us. I just want to take a moment to really acknowledge Jeff Demers, my dear friend and co-host of the Infinite Star Connection podcast. We're really gathering again and bring love to Jeff, and to make sure that with the beings of light, the intergalactic, his higher self, and all of us to bring love in our prayers. Our eating prayers really work. You know, Jeff went through a lot over the last 2 years. And now I feel this is the last leg. This is the last portion of his body clearing and healing. And since he is at the hospital right now, Peter is joining us to co-host with me. But we want to hold sacred space for the Ponti and for Jeff, and to sending Jeff our love and our healing prayers, our healing circle, and to see him already healed and perfect and restored. And we can't wait to see him again back here with me as a co-host on this episode. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge our dear friend Jeff, who we love and support, and to bring us together in that beautiful energy. And throughout the entire episode, we're going to continue to send Jeff prayers of healing and perfection and support and love and encouragement and strength, exactly, and many blessings to him. DM, thank you for being here. And I think that we have our beautiful guest coming in, so I'm going to bring him right now. There we go. Welcome. And of course, as a reminder, everyone, DM is our translator and a point of liaison with the Mamos. We're so grateful for your presence, DM. Can you hear them, DM?
Estoy como Ángel me prestó Duo computador, entonces quedé en donde está Duo. Escucha, Tian. Sí se escucha. Como
Welcome. Ah, we lost our translator. Bienvenidos.
Gracias. Duni.
De nada. We're waiting for DM, our translator, to come back. Yes. Just un momento, por favor. DM, we're waiting for DM. I wish I could speak more Spanish right now. Feel the energy, holding sacred space with beautiful energy, the ambassador of the Arhuaco Mamos, directly from the Sierra Nevada mountains of Colombia. We are so honored to receive this beautiful energy of this most sacred and ancient indigenous tribe. And of course, honoring all the spiritual leaders and the healers of the indigenous community. And this is why this episode is also here, dedicated to honor all the indigenous community. But right now we have the ambassador for the Arhuaco Mamos, and we're just waiting for DM, the interpreter, the point of liaison, the chosen spoken person, to come back and be with us. And I hope he does return to us, because unfortunately my linguistic 3D skills is pretty much from French and English and a little tiny bit of Spanish. So again, once again, bienvenidos to the episode today. Very happy to have you here. So let's just hold space, everyone. I know that DM had some internet connection issue. I know he's working on it right now. And Misty from the Kuala Foundation, if you're here, thank you also for working with DM to bring him back so we can have this wonderful conversation with Bunkwaney-Maku. And I apologize if I mispronounce the name and mean no disrespect. So much love, everyone. Peace. Yeah, let's send peace and energy. And in the meantime, Peter, people are happy to see you. You want to say a few words?
Hello, everybody. I'm here to support Viviane and Jeff and for his, rapid healing. You'll have to excuse me if I kind of look a little distracted. I have a little fur ball here walking across my monitor in front of my, and it's trying to stand on the keyboard and all these kinds of fun things, the fuzzballs. So,
we love
to the
them.
show.
Yes, welcome. I'm just saying some message. Honor to be in your presence, all of you. And there he is, DM coming back to us. Let's see. Thank you for your patience. Remember to coordinate internet connections directly from Colombia. It is challenging. There he is. Alrighty. Welcome back, DM. Can you hear us? Are you able to hear us, DM?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Hopefully the
Okay.
internet.
Yeah, so for the internet will be stable. I was just introducing a little bit. I said, yeah, welcome in Spanish to our ambassador today, so he knows. Unfortunately, my Spanish is not one of the language I speak fluently like you. And I was talking about today we're honoring also on the Mamos, also our spiritual leaders and healers of the indigenous community, but also the entire indigenous community that we honor and welcome here today. So I'm going to let you do your introduction and dive in.
Wonderful. Bueno, buen día, Bunkwaney-Maku. ¿Cómo estamos?
Buen día y buena luz. Buena luz, con luz positiva, Nikuma,
Ajá.
desde la Wamūke.
Perfect. So I just wanted to say hello to him first. And he says, bringing very good light from Nikuma and Nawusimake, which he has prepared for us previously, introduction to what Nikuma is so that it can be better expressed, and then how that relates to energy and light and what they as a people are representing by saying Nikuma. But before we get into that, I would like to thank Viviane here and give a thank you to the Infinite Star podcast for welcoming this important dialogue. Before we begin, I'd really like to recognize Misty Green. She's amazing. She's the founder and president of the Kuala Foundation and also a beloved member of Viviane's Arcturian University community. And through her vision and devotion, we've been able to come together in this alliance today and have a conversation with these different cultures and bring it all together as one moment. So thank you very much to the Kuala Foundation and Misty Green. The foundation itself is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving ancestral wisdom, protecting indigenous traditions, and building bridges of reciprocity between humanity and the earth. Then with an alliance here with Sun Nation, the representation that I have, the organization that we have put together for the International Regenerative Alliance, which Kuala and Sun Nation are members of, we're weaving together to support the original peoples of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, which include the Arhuaco, Kogi, Wiwa, and Concuamo, who are the safeguarding entities of the heart of the world. And together, we are amplifying their voices and carrying forward the emergence of Green Nation, La Vida de la Humanidad, which is the life of humanity. So that's a vision that the Arhuacos are bringing forward with the 4 original peoples together, a truly green nation. And that's what they'd like to talk to us about continually as we move forward in this living movement to unite sacred lands, invite aligned citizens, and steward the earth from the heart outward. So today, I have the honor of introducing the Arhuaco Mamos and translating their words. Please be advised that the translation takes some time, so we just ask for some patience during the process. Currently, we're working on technologies that will help us preserve their language and also create better and more easy translations so that we can have speakers in different parts all over spreading the message. So for now, right now, we'll be doing it manually. And in the near future, we'll have some nice tools to help us more. So with that introduction, I'll pass it off to Bunkwaney-Maku and the Mamos he has with him today in order to share some enlightening words and an opening blessing for 2026.
We are honored. Thank you. Gracias.
Bueno, Bunkwaney-Maku, queremos empezar con ustedes introduciendo con quién estás y también a poner un par de palabras, bendiciones, oración, algo así de energía cuántica de ustedes para el año que viene, 2026. ¿Están silenciados, tal vez? ¿Mutado? Para poner el audio. Ahora sí. Kima.
Bueno, ya puede traducir.
Me llamo Diogama. Mi base donde nací, crecí, queda aquí en Wamūke, capital del pueblo Arhuaco.
So his name is Leongama, and he was born and raised and is based there in Wamūke.
Y conectándonos energéticamente con todos los rincones del mundo, desde el corazón del mundo.
And connecting with all of the different valleys or ridges or areas of the planet here from the heart of the world. Thank you very much.
Bueno, Mamo se llama Bunkwaney-Maku, que conecta con el cerro. Ya Tiam conoce el cerro de Bunkwaney,
montaña.
las montañas de Bunkwaney y conectándonos con los otros cerros, tal vez el cerro de Tiam o de otros del mundo. Estamos para darnos ese lenguaje de conectividad de montañas a montañas.
Mm-hmm. So his name is Wamūke, and he's connected to the mountain called Bunkwaney, and their lineage is the protectors of Bunkwaney, which is a very special mountain. Every mountain has its own function, and as it goes higher and higher, there's a kind of like a hierarchy of mountains, if you could say. And each mountain has a specific function that these higher mountains are guardians over much more vast concepts. Okay. So Bunkwaney is known as the bastion of light, which is, story goes that every mountain before it was a mountain, when the physical reality was being birthed, they say that there were different beings and they turned themselves into the mountains. And Bunkwaney was a being who was from the darkness, the negative world where all of the dark energies are present. And he learned how to pass through all the different tricks and all the different, being taken advantage of in all of these different moments. His story lends itself to how one how one can get out of the dark world and into the light world. And this one did so well, the being known as turned into, maybe we can mute them for a second. Perfect.
Y en base a eso, la palabra bunkt y otro es gunkt. Gunkt es donde todo tiene principios. Y para uno existir en este mundo físico, también tenemos un principio que es base de nacer. Gun es la palabra de fuego. Entonces uno hace parte de un dolor de nacimiento, ¿no? Cuando uno nace hay un dolor. Y creo que el ser humano, todo cuando nace hay un dolor. Dolor, o sea, en físico. ¿Quién sufre allí? La madre ya en físico, ¿no? Entonces, Gun hace parte de ese base del principio, como para crear o volver físico en este mundo. Cada montaña tiene un principio que también ha tenido, la madre ha tenido ese dolor. Y todo del dolor se ha creado una ciencia que es de una base principio que es original de la línea vertical, que donde está la tranquilidad, donde está la, digamos, sonidos prudentes. Entonces todo el que nacemos, hacemos parte de ese fundamento, de ese principio que se llama Kadukwū. Todas las montañas hacen parte de ese Kadukwū y todos estamos de ese bases de los seres vivientes que existimos, lo que es invisible, visible, pero energéticamente, todos hacemos parte de esos principios. Entonces, desde allí, le saluda el Mamo Bunkwaney-Maku.
Ujú. Bueno, este es bonito. Dice, no sé si podemos mutar ellos por el momento cuando voy hablando. Okay, perfecto. So there's Bunkwaney, which is the mountain that is representing the bastion of light, this entity, this being who passed all of the tricks and got through all of the moments of, being engañado, being taken from, and figured out how to navigate the entire negative world, let's say, and tried thousands of times to get to the light world, and then finally succeeded after learning all of the different methods that are used in the dark world. So when this being Bunkwaney got to the light world, he became the bastion of light because he had already mastered all of the different things of the dark world. So that is a small story related to Bunkwaney, which is the mountain that they are in charge of stewarding. And that lends this mountain to being kind of the capital of positivity, the bastion of light and the leader of the world of positivity, basically. So their lineage is very, very well founded in this energy of positivity. And then he went on to explain that Bunkwaney is also a word. And so he says, there is a pain that exists in the physical. Who suffers when creation is created? The mother, the physical earth, already in the physical. This word that relates to this pain that is related to this physical layer is called Bunkwaney. And it's part of this original vessel as a way to create or make physical again in this world. Making physical things comes through this physical layer, this physical vessel, and that is Bunkwaney. And Bunkwaney is related to each mountain. Each mountain has a principle or a role, a foundational act. And the mother too, the mother being the earth and this energetic being, is carrying that pain connected to the mountain through this physical layer. And from all of that pain, a science was created, one with a foundational principle, original to the vertical line, where tranquility is and where there are, let's say, prudent sounds, where they say that silence doesn't exist, but within where we see silence, where we feel silence is, there is always prudent sounds. So this foundational principle from all of the pain that is existing from creation in the physical world is related to this concept of Bunkwaney, where all of that is being aligned to the vertical line and where tranquility and prudent sounds are. So everyone who is born becomes part of that foundation, of that Bunkwaney principle. And in that sense, the Mamo is introducing himself as Bunkwaney-Maku, who is related to Bunkwaney in the lineage of the protectors of Bunkwaney.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. DM, thank you for translating and sharing such wisdom with us. We are very grateful. Muchas gracias. And then to both of you. And so we'll continue. We, at some point, maybe in about 5-10 minutes, we're going to bring a surprise guests to bring and connect with the Mamos. But if they have something else to share, I would like them to continue to share a little bit more they want to share.
Perfect. Bueno, han recibido Bunkwaney y Bunkwaney-Maku y dicen en 5 o 10 minutos tal vez viene una experiencia de gente que van a sorprendernos con algo. Y bueno, antes, si ustedes quieren compartir un poco más en esa línea o tienen mensaje, sería bien a nosotros a escuchar. Y está silenciado por ahora.
Sí.
Eso.
Yo creo que es el fundamento, ¿no? Porque la gente vivimos por lo que creemos. Por eso comenzamos, pero creemos. Parece que viviéramos en un lugar donde las cosas no están preciso, o sea, algo donde no existe real. Pero viendo el mundo físico, yo creo que no está en un lugar de conceptos, sino en una realidad. Porque todos respiramos, todos dormimos, todo nos da hambre, todo nos da sueños, todo pensamos. En ese sentido, yo creo que no hay una línea diferente. Y todo lo que existe en el mundo natural son base de nuestra vida, de nuestras energías cósmicas. Entonces nosotros somos parte de esas partículas que venimos aquí a reflejar esa energía del mundo natural. Entonces cada uno de los que estamos viendo aquí, escuchándonos, somos de ese fundamento, de ese principios. No somos simples, como decimos, humanos. Somos un ser, de ese ser que existe en el mundo, digamos, como dicen, un solo ser. Entonces aquí lo que estamos es saludándonos, viéndonos con elementos necesarios que ustedes han creado, como este sistema donde nos hacen entender y vernos y escucharnos. Todo pueden partir como de ese principio.
Bueno, perfect. Well, all right. So he has given us another deeper dive into where we just were and synthesized it into our exact moment. He says, I believe this is the foundation, or what is that we've been talking about, Bunkwaney. Because we people live by what we believe. Us as people, everyone believes and then lives by those beliefs. That's why we begin, why we start something, because we believe. That's where we start from, first, the belief. That's why we could live in a place or in something where what is real doesn't exist, kind of, and imaginary thoughts and energetic concepts. But in the physical world, I believe it isn't a place of concepts. If you look at reality itself, we can start to see that we all breathe, we all sleep, we all get hungry, we all have dreams, we all think. In that sense, I believe there isn't a different line, meaning that reality itself is a real thing. It's not just a place of concepts. And everything that exists in the natural world is the basis of our lives, of our cosmic energies. So we are part of those particles that come here to reflect that energy of the natural world, those cosmic energies. So each one of us who is here, seeing and listening to each other right now in this moment, is from that foundation, from that principle, that we are all one. We are not simply, as we say, humans. We are a being of that being that exists in this world. Let's say in the world, as they say, a single being. So here, what we are doing is greeting each other, seeing each other with these necessary elements that you have created. You, meaning us, younger brother, have created this system, these computers and devices, the internet, through which we can make all of us understand and see each other and hear each other. Everything can begin from that principle, from that foundation that brings us here in this connected world as one being.
That's so profound. I just want to take a moment to reflect on what the wisdom that we are receiving. Again, so grateful for their presence and allowing them directly from Colombia and being able to share the oneness behind it. I can feel the power of each word, the connections also they bring us together. And you're doing an incredible, incredible work of bringing those beautiful words of wisdom and translating to English. Extremely grateful. I can feel that. So I'm going to invite everyone, and even Peter, can you feel the wisdom behind it, the energy?
Absolutely. It's very foundational. It feels, when you're just listening to it, it just feels very intuitive. Like, why don't I realize this on my own? And it just feels like it's right there and helps you understand things. When you can't self-reflect on that level, this helps you understand.
Exactly. And thank you, Peter, for saying that. And again, I just want to send that energy to Jeff, my beautiful co-host, so he can receive also the wisdom and the healing energy. So, I mean, it's just incredible. And I mean, DM, just to hear you translating, I can still feel them talking through you. I can still feel the mamos talking through you. Just a parenthesis, we have the surprise guest who wants to come in, but to my surprise guest right now, your device is not connected, so I'm not able to bring you on to the podcast. You're going to have to leave the studio and rejoin again because your device is not connected, so I'm not able to bring you right now. You need to connect to your microphone before you come in the stream. That's for my guests waiting backstage right now. So I hope you get this message. So thank you. As my guests, my surprise guests are attempting to rejoin, we want maybe to acknowledge today the ambassador on behalf of the Arhuaco Mamos. And we're so grateful. If you can share and tell them, if you would please DM, tell them how much we're grateful, how much we feel also. And we also we're receiving the wisdom. We are receptive to what they're saying.
Wonderful. Yes, I will graciously communicate that.
Thank you.
Bueno, Bunkwaney-Maku, ahora dicen están muy agradecidos para esta perspectiva que ustedes ofrezcan y que los dos dicen que está muy como de la intuición, viene como ya es perfectamente dicha de una fundación muy profunda y base que parece evidente, pero sin tener la posibilidad de tener esta autonomía en reflexión, digamos, para hacerlo a tú mismo es un poco difícil de nuestra dimensión, digamos. Entonces ellos dicen, wow, a escuchar tan sencillo de ustedes que parece realmente lo que es, estamos muy, muy agradecidos para que ustedes puedan compartir con nosotros.
Mira, que...
Hey, Wandy.
Sí, a ver, aquí estamos para servirles. Así sea lo básico. Porque uno no tiene el mismo tiempo que tiene años, como le pone en calendario el ser viviente como humano a la edad. En cambio, el ser en sí no tiene ni tiempo, ni horario, ni calendarios. Por lo menos si uno sale afuera de la línea de la planeta Tierra, yo creo que no existe horario ni calendario. Somos de esa parte, de esa partícula. Entonces, serían como los básicos para entendernos.
Bueno. Ajá. So, well, he says that you're welcome, and we are here to serve you, is what they said. We are here to serve. We are here to serve everyone who is involved in this moment, and that their role is to be of service, and that at least being able to communicate to us on the basics, then from there we can start to build. And he said that relating to the hour and the calendar, years and time, that being itself, the ser, the being, one's being and the all being, doesn't have any concept of time, and that the universe itself, connected to that being, there is no time. And he said it more eloquently. I thought I captured it in text, but it ran away. But he was mentioning that they themselves, which I felt like he's extending to all humans, but at least them as an example, he says, we are part of that particulate, that level of energy, the level of being that is outside of time. And we're here to be of service in that, bringing these wisdoms and these teachings and these basics to us so that we can start knitting ourselves into that relationship, and they're here to serve. So they're very grateful as well.
Amazing. I love the exchange. And, as an intergalactic ambassador myself, I relate to what he said, or what they convey together. as a collective, just as we speak as a collective, that we are here to be of service to all. So it's very much that galactic indigenous connection I feel right now. And if you can you feel that too, DM? Yeah, that intergalactic indigenous connection. And of course, with Peter, with the angelic realm, with Archangel Michael, it's very sacred, the presence, very sacred. And you know, everyone, the Mammals are coming to Sedona in September, and I am honored to represent the intergalactic. And we have with Misty Green and of course the Kolama Foundation going to host a very sacred galactic indigenous ancient wisdom retreat in Sedona, September 25th all the way to 28, 29. Around that time, we're going to officially announce it and being able to open the registration. But it's going to be extremely sacred and a beautiful living center, the Sedonia Living Center, where the Mamos are coming with other indigenous tribe. And of course, Misty and everyone from the Kualama Foundation is going to be there. DM, are you coming as well to the retreat in September? Are you able to hear me? There might be a bit of a delay between video and audio for you, DM.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but I think the intergalactic frequencies are going strong right now. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I will be there in September and very excited for all of this frequency to be at play and starting to weave together. It's a very big moment.
Thank you. Very, very important. So we're still waiting for a surprise guest. I know they're working on their devices right now. So let's just continue and honoring the sharing that they want to continue. This is their sacred time, and we also here to support the sharing and holding sacred space with them. If you would please.
Beautiful. Estaban comunicando, bueno, el evento que viene en septiembre, cuando ustedes van a venir a Sedona. Y bueno, al mensaje que dijiste sobre agradecimiento y ser en servicio, ella también dice, como ella es embajadora intergaláctica, que también entiende lo que ustedes están diciendo sobre cómo ponerte a servicio y cómo este es como su ser. Y dice que en este evento en septiembre, que ella va a estar en Sedona y que este también es, bueno, ellos pueden sentirlo ahorita, que es una energía, digamos, en español no tan sale así, pero digamos, energía indígena, nativa de milenios, sin tiempo, es de energía indígena y energía intergaláctica está juntando y que ellos pueden sentir en su campo, en su energía. Y además que este momento ahorita donde están sintiendo esa energía profunda y poderosa, que esta acción que viene en septiembre cuando ustedes vienen en Sedona para realmente hacer esa conexión en físico entre intergaláctica y indígena. Ese es un tiempo bonito y que están invitando a otros a ver quién puede venir para este momento histórico que vamos a tener en septiembre. Y mientras que estamos esperando a las personas que van a sorprendernos con algo, están aquí, quieren escuchar más y profundizar más en ese tiempo sagrado que tenemos juntos como indígena intergaláctica.
Bueno, vamos a traducirnos acá internamente.
Perfect. So they're going to do an internal translation for themselves to organize, and then I gave them a recap of the messaging and Sedona and the implications and indigenous and intergalactic connections, and now they're going to synthesize that out so that they can share with us more.
That's wonderful. I mean, the excitement, it's almost like we're standing outside of space and time. I don't know about everyone and DM and for Peter watching, everyone watching as well. It feels like time stands still. That's what I'm feeling, that there's no time. It's like we're transcending that illusion, and here we are together. This is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As they said, thank you to technology. Luckily, we have this to put ourselves all back together. At the same time, it's a little bit of a touchy subject of how we got it, but
Oh, and yes, and go ahead, please.
Oh, I was just saying, it feels good to be able to be out of time and to connect on the level that they're wanting to engage us in.
Absolutely. This is what we're here, right, Peter? We're here to supporting them 100%. I want also to acknowledge you, DM, that you also are the founder of the Sun Nation.
Yeah, co-founder with Kelsey Faith. We started it a couple of years ago now. I think it's almost getting to 4 years this year. And yeah, it has grown into an amazing experience. We have immersion camp, let's say right now. There's a group of regenerative agents that are onboarding into the heart of the world and Bioregion 0, which is a experimental regenerative camp that is like basically a campus or becoming a university and a wisdom school, guided by the Arhuacos and the 4 original people. And we're now we have, how do you say that? We've become an organization that is restoring ecosystems, and we provide governance as a service to indigenous nations and communities. So we're building out a governance system and the appropriate protocols to regenerate on the land, and it's going really, really well. So we're happy to be able to express more, and that's what has allowed us to become the special foreign advisors for Nikuma, the government here, thanks to Sun Nation.
Wow, that's incredible. That's why I want to acknowledge you and your foundation, and to remind everyone that both the Sun Nation website link and the Kualama Foundation also organization link are also part of today's episode description. So it's just click on it. It's available to you. I made sure to include everything. Just a reminder that there's also ways to, continue to learn and explore more. So the links are in the description of today's. We're just sharing, giving the Mamos some time to convene, and then when it's their time to speak, we're going to really engage in, I call it active listening. You want to maybe share any thoughts or words today, Peter, with our wonderful guests and translator, DM?
I'm just really enjoying what's coming through, and I really don't want to put my 2 cents in on this because it's just I feel like it's pristine in the way it's coming through, and I'd rather not add anything to it that may change that.
Beautiful.
That's perfect. Absolutely. And it is quite a year, 2026. It's a year when the great wisdom, the great gathering, we're coming back together. It's a time of gatherings, reunions, whether it's with our intergalactic brothers and sisters aspect of ourselves, the indigenous community around the world, whether it's from here in the Southwest United States, the First Nations in Canada, whether it's to Peru, Colombia, and other places in the world. This is a time for this. This is just the beginning of the great gatherings.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the upcoming possibilities here in Sedona as we base ourselves more in the area. We're starting to build up more connections with the Hopi and the Navajo, or the Diné.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and there's a big weaving to come through between the 4 original peoples, including the Arhuacos, and the Hopi. That we're wanting to bridge that together. So it seems that
Yes.
it's happening, and so coming together in this year is going to be a really big deal. There's both sides have their own prophecies, and then we ourselves have prophecies as non-indigenous or long ago indigenous, let's say.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I think they might be ready. Would you like to check with them?
Yeah.
Thank
Eh,
you.
¿Están listos
Gracias.
ustedes? Que parece que ya están listos. Ya algo cambió en la cara, que parece que ya pueden leer la energía de ustedes.
Igualmente.
Ajá.
Manzezi kaza gunere. Andiwa de September seri 그 nakangwa na zana kiwi juno. 딱 ndi mana kangwa ni nande 이제 아무 우자전데 이마 papel caption ko za kanu na jadi non dende mi caption wa de moga gas ko kena kawiza na marono sikku. Warga kumungwa na kiude mi. Amugo pa mi semana na kinzi ko na kawiza. Bueno. Dukche.
Duchísima.
Y akwai na zanen pa na kina.
Nungare sigemo ga gizle ka kiwajin gungai ki gindigin kunosh kwale. Donatore mi biringa si chungwale kan chungwale ja ikse semana mo semana na kaje ringle ko koye kwase zangu. Ni kunikana na wana kikana. Ande mar warungi nar kyore. Ibare nangi vai ki jamaise ka jange par kois jamaise ka jange par kois soja ko kariya liau kene ki na za kichini kani ge na mai kene ko na zanan zande mare andaze yin zingan ko nari me kra sa jin jam kana vira ji kan nam diwa iwa man kinga no kono sire dukche kan choke wa ko karingri ki mu zanai go chu kan dan we kan diwa ma kunawa zana ne ka jama sa kokore ek chukumana nam ei mari me kasim vinin karigan sinan janam chou chuk ni vision yin se regona tekin armax regona ne kan gari meka ni kuja me mi kas chu sana sona nan dinga chua wan kai karan dinga kinan gan kuja nan jar ma wa ku kare ne kare kristal gun and imagina anu ger chavi kanisia ko ni karne ki mana koi ze kai kare ek zam se par ek chumukna kinki winin kai nin intensiana chu sana imaren kanu nan chukwan ya pekanan gari marchiana kini alam pekana go ki pekano nanga kinki mana bina zani kun gene eikeja ajana meni eikeja na ni viri me an goni pejan ni kan sanusre zam no zang wina chanan ki waringi tre ajana me nan azna me mina kon yari zanan yaran ko se mi chuve kari za bina zam kinone ka zari wingwarungi nari kun tukuro kanisra ja azna nanam nan yin singin dengan kona nam nan nan kan antropologo biga jona kitna rekon bin kunisi aja an gerin kana apa klinis yin nanam nan bin kenan ya ikrer pinak senam kawan kin daima zika kana zaman gerimi kinan nan ki mam sere ima kinkizin jini ko kazana ne be mai nan sai no ko jini ko patiki ko gejina ko eriwan gwa ere imi kan kun ki mizan kan kere wa me nan gun yemi tanah kami dah raja sejati biaju kena jadi kau zam zam kau kan. Nanti kira nanti dari mana? Ingi dari Masai na kau apa dia nanti? Dia mak kau zam sa kali dari kau.
The language there's
Zam zam lagi mana kau pinjam sih lagi kau.
Hindi ba ikakakana manggala ikin. Hindi no testa zakat chots na di jaga. Amaro kuma jadi na bunsikal chukuma nikari. Chavian kanika kwika. Tak nus chukumana nikar chavi niko no izari achangwasi. Iksa razia zar chanuga izana nan. Zanai mamo queen kana mam na chukumana taginari. Turin na mam gunti gun. Hindi ka mam jina singwi di ngachong zina. Mam jina singwi ang kananuga. Kaya kagam sa jawi kasik pare. Nakana ja ima sing achakuma. Awi kare an weking ema gesia wekizana nan kinare not papik. Zana bak tanan di ima zana nan. Izari ne di mangke zan. Keuri gensia pika. Como ser nak nak zan kirim. Hindi makita zakat sana. Bueno, Río le va a traducir.
Oh, Marowi.
Ahí, Guante, voy a transmitir el mensaje.
Perfect.
Bueno, buscamos el bienestar de todos, ¿no? Tano Zanam. Ese es el, como el rey de la vida. Ese es el sentido de la vida. Cuando decimos Tano Zanam, sentirnos bien. Eso es todo. Pero para sentirnos bien, hay un orden donde está relacionado con la transparencia, con el blanco. Y en ese orden se ve la línea que nos conecta en diferentes partes. Las líneas que nos conecta como una sola vida. Líneas que nos conecta un sentido del ser, del estar bien. Y bajo ese orden tiene equilibrio. El orden conduce al equilibrio. Y ese equilibrio está relacionado con todo lo existente en todos los niveles de los sentidos. Cuando hablamos en el planeta, ahorita hablamos los 9 planetas, hablamos y eso lo relacionamos los 9 meses del vientre y lo relacionamos los 9 sentidos del humano, la importancia de cada sentido. Y ese es el orden que hay que comprender para nuestra existencia. Cuando el orden se entiende, entonces ese nos lleva a un equilibrio. Y el equilibrio es cuando se comprende todo lo que a cada uno le corresponde el ejercicio de mando. Cuando se comprende los 9 niveles de ejercicio, entonces ese nos lleva a un estado de armonía, lo que llamamos. Cuando hay armonía, entonces estamos bien. Y si esta partícula, este ser, existe en ese estado del bienestar, eso energéticamente alimenta a los otros seres, a las otras especies, a la naturaleza, y todo en su conjunto estamos bien. Ese es el sentido de la vida. Y cada momento, cuando estamos con la parte del orden, es el blanco. Y cuando decimos parte del equilibrio, lleva como el color ya como cogiendo a rojo, como anaranjado. Cuando llegamos a armonía, parece como, pero así es la vida, depende de ese color. Y cuando estamos el bienestar, cuando todo se nutre, estamos en el color negro, donde reposa todos los nutrientes de todas las especies que vive sobre la faz de la tierra. Entonces, la tierra también se compone de blanco, amarillo, rojo, negro. Esa es como la base de la vida y el sentido de la vida, a lograr el bienestar. Duni.
Mm-hmm. Duni. Duni. Egwandi. Bueno. So we have an impressive message.
Oh, exciting.
Yes. Let's see if our little system here can help us put it all in the right order. Well, he starts by saying the message itself is coming from the Mamo as they were operating as leaders and authorities. They speak with the Mamo, and then through dialogue, the codes come through the interpreter of the Mamo, and then in their language, they break it down to understand what it means at different levels of embodiment or vibration or dimensionality until it gets to the physical reality, where then it can be turned into actions, and deciphering what those actions can be turned into, things like that. That's basically the structure of how the Mamo works with the different leaders. So that's what we were just witnessing now. The Mamo was speaking, interpreting the codes, they call them, from the law of origin and from the senses that one can develop. And then they have now figured out how to translate that into Spanish. And then we are translating that into English. So we'll see how we do here. The Mamo starts by saying, well, we are seeking well-being. Everyone is, in essence, seeking well-being. It seems like that, at least. Is that right? That is what we call Tanzanamu. And Tanzanamu is like the king of life. You know, it's the highest of the authority of what makes life work well is the state of well-being. It's the meaning of life. When we say Tanzanamu, it means to feel well, to be well. And that's everything. But to feel well, there's an order that is related to transparency and to purity, related to the color white. And within that order, you can see the line that connects us in different places. The lines that connect us as one single life, lines that connect us to the sense of being, to well-being, that then makes us all one in this well-being. And under that order, there is balance. Order itself leads to balance. And that balance is related to all that exists on all levels of the senses. When we speak about the planet, right now we speak of the 9 planets. We relate that to the 9 months in the womb. And we relate it to the 9 senses of the human being, the importance of each sense. And that is the order that must be understood for our existence. When order is understood, it leads us to balance. And balance is when everything is understood. What corresponds to each one, the practice, the exercise of authority or command. When the 9 levels of that practice are then understood, that brings us to a state of harmony, as we call it. When there is harmony, then we are well. And if this particle, this being exists in that state of well-being, that energetically nourishes other beings and other species, nature, and the whole of it all together, then we are well. That is the meaning of life. Wow. That's a big statement. That's amazingly foundational.
Wow. It is a big one. Yes.
People often ask, what is the meaning of life? And here they are stating it. Wow. So he continues saying, in each moment, when we are in the part of order, it is white. And when we speak of the part of balance, it moves into a color, like turning toward red, toward orange. When we arrive at harmony, that is life. And it depends on those colors. And when we are in well-being, when everything is nourished, we are in the color black, where all the nutrients of all the species that live upon the face of the earth rest. So the earth too is composed of white, yellow, red, and black. That is the base of life and the meaning of life, to achieve well-being. Duni. And Duni means a very high-level version of thank you.
That is so incredible. I mean, I know everybody can feel that, to feel the energy coming through and sharing. I could feel the colors. I can feel the profoundness of them coming together, and we're so grateful. And plus, I have good news. Our surprise guests are now ready. They're here. Oh, so I want to let you finish the translation of those profound messages and wisdom. And when you are done, then we can bring our guests, if that's okay with you.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah, it's amazing how basic they have everything put. They talk about the 4 colors, and those 4 colors are also the same 4 colors of humanity, which is quite interesting too. And then that base is what makes the earth, that relates to the 9. In a lot of areas they have 9, and it's very amazing that they have this entire science that they can basically share to us. And when we start to see some of it, it's like, oh yeah, this is right, this makes sense, interesting, all right. And the fact that it all leads to harmony and love and togetherness is very interesting, that's just basically written for them, and they're coming to us like, oh yeah, no, this is normal, this is real, we're just trying to share it to you. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. Well, I will tell them, unless you have something to share on it, I can also.
Well, just a very heartfelt thank you, and how much we feel the truth coming in, and how much we are interconnected to each other. And maybe to let them know that we also have our surprise guests who would like to come and join them, if it's okay, of course, with permission.
Perfecto. Ok. Bueno, este mensaje es bastante profunda. Es muy bonito, que sencillamente tan fundamental entre los 4 y los 9, ya ustedes pueden actualizarnos con el software, a saber que, oh, wow, sí, este es el base. y ustedes diciendo algo grande como, este es la meaning of life. ¿Cómo es meaning of life en español? Vamos a ver rápidamente. El sentido de la vida, el significado de la vida. Yo quería decir significado. Así es. Entonces, mucha gente de nuestro landia, digamos, nuestro lugar, están siempre, bueno, a veces, ahora menos y menos, digamos, buscando el significado de la vida. Y siempre es como una broma para nosotros que estamos encargados de gente o de cosas. La gente preguntan y dicen, hey, bueno, pero ¿qué es el significado de la vida? Entonces, culturalmente para nosotros es muy como preguntado muchísimo y nadie tiene una respuesta. Es como algo muy filosófico. Pero a ponerlo algo tan fundamental como bienestar y a lograr bienestar, ese es profundísima, es supremamente ducha y perfecto. Y bueno, nuestras personas acá están diciendo que sienten la verdad en esas palabras y la energía, hasta los colores, pueden sentir los colores cuando está dicho así, y dicen que quieren transmitir ese agradecimiento a ustedes energéticamente para que ustedes puedan saber que realmente está haciendo efectos para nosotros y unificándonos en maneras ya intangibles. Y bueno, más que agradecer, también quieren dar la palabra y preguntar permiso si pueden invitar a esas otras personas para enseñar esa sorpresa para ustedes.
Claro que sí, estamos a eso.
Ajá.
Claro que sí.
Perfect. Dukcha. He says, yes, of course. We are here for that. You can surprise us. We would love it.
Oh, beautiful. Here they come. Our beautiful guests today, surprise guests, Bill and Catherine. And of course, Bill being the guardian of the sacred crystal skull. I know the skull as Edge Mitchell, but I think it referred to the skull of love, for what Misty told me. So Bill and Catherine, thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. And here we are in the presence of the Arhuaco Mamos, and of course their ambassador in Tiam, our wonderful translator and co-founder of the Sun Nation. So we're very thrilled to have you. It worked. Here you are.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, I always find out when something spiritual is happening and it's really hard to make it happen. That's usually a sign of something great. Something profound. And so we definitely have been working at this, and it's come through, and it came through, I believe, at the proper time. So much love to you all and the work that you do, and what we as a family are working together to make that difference and make the changes of bringing light and love and understanding and peace throughout this world. So it's a great honor, as always, to be communicating with you in this close manner. Thank you and much love.
Much love.
Aquí,
Would you like to? Thank you.
Sí, aquí están llegando con esa. It might be best if we put maybe just the image of the crystal and the Arhuacos for this moment, so it can be bigger for them. Bueno, están aquí presentando ese cristal, dicen, ahora fue renombrado por cristalina de amor. Dicen ellos que estaban intentando a llegar a este momento por algunos tiempos ya en esta hora y fue difícil a conectar. Y saben por su historia que cuando cosas muy significados espiritualmente, energéticamente, cuando cosas están pasando aquí en el mundo físico, o cuando una energía poderosa quiere entrar y hacer algo bueno, digamos, ya él sabe que en esos momentos ya es difícil a lograrlo. Entonces, con ese en mente, estaban persistiendo para entrar y han logrado. Entonces ya saben que este momento es algo grande y están muy honrados a presentar ese objeto aquí a ustedes para que, bueno, para que ustedes puedan saber también de ellos que están parte de una familia, digamos, familia de Bunachi, de Yugajina Duna, que están trabajando para hacer el cambio necesario en la frecuencia y bueno, todo lo que viene a través de ahí y quieren introducir ellos y ese objeto a ustedes en nombre de esa familia grande de la humanidad trabajando en la duna. Entonces están muy honrados y saben que ese momento es importante.
Gandhi, escuchando aquí atentamente. Digo, what's your name? Hindi na dia menketah nama nak wes ke kanan.
So they're introducing it. Could we speak a little bit about maybe the detail or energetic realities of it, and then I could present part of it?
It's made out of piezoelectric quartz, the same kind of quartz that the computer chips are made out of. So they believe it is like a major storage device of knowledge of the history of the universe is what has come through.
Dicen que como materialmente está hecho de cuarzo, como el cuarzo de ustedes que hacen con agua. También aquí él está diciendo que es lo mismo cuarzo, piezo es cuarzo que está utilizado para los chips de la computadora. Y así, pensándolo en esa línea, lo que han llegado a ellos es que ese tiene una historia, digamos, ha logrado a tener todos esos datos universales completas que está ya cargado adentro ahí el cuarzo.
It's made against the grain, which there's a lot of things about it that make it impossible even to make it today. It has it has lenses and prisms that are built inside the crystal itself. There's a 90-degree turn that if you have a light underneath it, it comes up and the 90-degree turn will shoot it out the eyes and you'll have the light coming out the eyes. So there's a lot of different impossibilities, that it is here, and it's here with this universal love at a time when the world is really needing that love to direct them to come back home.
And Bill, is it possible maybe I think you use like your phone, maybe to bring the crystal a little bit, just to hold it and just to bring it a bit closer to the screen,
Sure.
just for a moment?
Yeah, I think
Thank
we'll just
you.
leave it right there. What I'll do is I'll come, and then what it is, we can, I can't really see it too well, so I can't tell where I am. Let's see.
Yeah, we can see it a bit more.
You see it more now?
A little bit, yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Too. Mm. Ah.
thank you.
It's got dolphins in the cheekbones. There's the head, the tail, and the fin. There's one on each side. So it's the double dolphins, like the double dolphins from Lemuria. It's got, let's see, it's catching.
Wow.
And it's got so much love. I'm feeling the love coming out towards you right now.
Wow.
Oh, wow. The skull is very happy to be with you. I'm very happy. He's like excited.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Dice que tiene esa cosa misma que a verlo, a cómo hacerlo. Ahorita si alguien quiere hacer uno así, que es muy difícil, casi imposible en la manera de que tiene algunos trucos adentro, tiene prismas, tiene lentes, y cuando está como en una orientación, los ojos, ya la luz puede emitir de los ojos, tiene delfín aquí, así, y el delfín de Lemuria, que es una isla de antes, que muy femenina, muy protegida por la energía de base de la energía, digamos, femenina de ese planeta, dicen, conecta a esa isla. Y él dice que ahorita él puede sentir el amor que está transmitiendo de ese cristal, que es un cráneo humano, o no sé humano, pero digamos un cráneo o un calavera de cristal. Y de ahí mismo está proyeccionando la energía de amor. Y él dice que él puede sentir ahorita en su cuarto que está muy, muy feliz la energía esa para estar aquí con nosotros. Muy, muy feliz.
And it works to balance out the energy of the male and female, because through the different times of destruction, that balance has been off. And with the balance between the two, it's the time so we're able to raise into this higher consciousness, this ascend into a sense of higher connection to the Creator.
Y dice algo muy interesante sobre equilibrio, como este fue parte del mensaje de Mamo. Dice que este objeto trabaja mucho en equilibrar entre masculina y femenina las energías, y que estaba ya haciendo ese trabajo de equilibrarse las energías ya en tiempos de guerras y diferentes momentos así desequilibrado, y que ese ya trabaja para equilibrar.
And it comes through with lots of this universal love. And I feel that is going right into the hearts of the people that are watching it. And it's giving great love to the work that is being done in South America with what you are doing. So great love, and thank you for your great blessings and help for the world. Oh, wow, it's powerful. There it is. Woo! I feel that. Yeah, lots of love.
Wow. Dice que está activado con muchísimo amor ahora y que está conectado a el trabajo que estamos haciendo en América del Sur y que él puede sentirlo, que está realmente muy conectado a lo que estamos haciendo y proyeccionando muchísimo amor para todos que están viéndolo también y que él sabe que él puede sentir que todo está pasando conectado a este amor por ese objeto que tiene ese papel.
It's very easy when you send a feeling of love to the skull, it comes back at you very, very strong. It just expands. Yeah.
Dice que es el amor universal y que es muy fácil cuando alguien quiere proyectar amor al objeto ahí, ya rápidamente se expandiza el amor y está muy, muy rápido conectado en esa manera, que puedes proyeccionar su propio amor a esa cráneo.
Yeah. Is any more questions that you want me to? I might have missed a question or two. What would you want me to go over? Anything particular?
Yeah, let me ask them. I bet they have a couple. Y ustedes tal vez tienen preguntitas que podemos decir a él o tienen dudas o cosas o inquietudes.
Primero vamos acá a traducir todo lo que se dijo y también diciendo que lo entendimos.
Ajá, perfect. So he said, well, now that he's heard those things, he's going to put them all into a package and present them there to the Mamos. They'll capture what they think they've understood, and then they're going to ask some questions in relation to it.
Okay, yeah, the legend is that there's 13 of these skulls. Some of them are still buried in various parts of the world, most of them, or they're even off planet on different dimensional areas that they've gone to, but they're all in communication. And when we work with the skull, because it is a gift to humanity at a time when the world needs help. So it's a way that we can share in the knowledge and the love by bringing it out to help humanity. So with the other skulls, we can, with the skull, connect to the skulls and be able to bring that knowledge through to help in our work of sending love to the world.
That's very important to translate. Let me try to do that. Dicen también que hay, digamos, hay mitos, leyenda que dice que hay 13 de ese tipo de calavera y que normalmente hay ese 13 diferentes partes del planeta ya como cavado allá abajo o también afuera del planeta, otras diferentes partes de diferentes planetas, la luna no sé dónde, pero dice que hay 13 que pueden ser aquí en el planeta y afuera y que están conectados y que con esa que está como presente y visible, otros ya todavía están escondidos. Así dicen que los 13 y este en particular es un regalo a la humanidad y que su pensamiento, su creencia, digamos, de esos 13 es que vienen de otra inteligencia, de otras capacidades y que están ahí, aquí, para ayudar la humanidad en un momento cuando necesitan realmente ayuda, así en un momento de crisis, digamos. Por esto, con esa que tienen aquí, piensan que a través de las energías pueden conectar con los otros y tal vez más van llegando para ayudar a la humanidad a tener esa armonía y equilibrio a través de esos objetos que hay supuestamente 13.
Hey,
Hay más
Gwandi.
han dicho que va a venir aquí una de
Very interesting for them. I think this will be the first introduction to the fact that this belief and these objects exist. It's quite, I think, debated and also fringe type of reality for most humans in the mainstream world. They don't have an idea that this exists or that we have this help coming to us. And it's quite amazing that simply sharing it to them, they'll be able to, check against their codes and then also fulfill more into this and say, wow, well, how can we connect them? How can we work with them? How can this be of use for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, the skull comes to people with the good heart, the people with the pure heart. And so it'll come right to you in your meditations and dreams. And it's not for everyone. It's only bringing the people that have had connections with it in the past or are at a point in their lives that they are ready to bring this energy and open them to share in the love. So it's a very exciting time that we're living in, and it is a time of great joy and peace and hope, because there's a lot of possibilities of greatness for humanity in this knowledge coming through. Lots of love.
Mm. Thank you very much, Bill and Catherine. And I would like to, because we're gonna we're getting close to the end of the podcast already, but I want to give an opportunity for the mamos if they want to either give a blessing or maybe if you want to connect with the crystal or how they would like maybe
Okay.
how they want to share.
Can I just open up the crystal to that and send out that energy of love, and then they can use it and guide it to help humanity. Would that be good?
That'd be amazing if they agree, but it's up to them.
It's up to them, yes.
They agree.
También hay una cosa sobre, bueno, ese momento parece como este es el momento cuando ustedes están encontrando a esta energía, a este objeto. Para nosotros es una cosa muy grande. Desde muchos años, muchas personas están conectadas a esa, digamos, esa creencia y de esos objetos que existen y no sabemos de exactamente cómo están. Pero así dice él que en general, este objeto no está trabajando con todos o cualquiera. Está trabajando con la gente que ya tienen antes una conexión con esto o los que van a conectar, y es a través de este amor y que ellos quieren darlo la oportunidad a ustedes, si ustedes tienen ese en línea, a ver cómo ellos pueden abrir la energía a ustedes para que ustedes puedan usar esos objetos a guiar y conducir las energías de amor, de paz, de armonía. Y así ellos dicen que hay mucha gente que están activando en el mundo ahorita y hay mucha gente que bueno, hay una gran posibilidad, digamos, una potencial ahorita para la humanidad. Entonces quieren dar a través de esa energía, porque la energía es la esencia de esperanza y de amor y unificación. Entonces ya también dicen que estamos casi al tiempo de este podcast, de este video, pero quieren escuchar de ustedes y quieren invitar, si ustedes quieren conectar y usar esa red de energía, esos objetos a través de la manera de ustedes. Ese es un poco de la oferta.
Entonces vamos a hablar acá un poco sobre esto.
Okay. All right. So I let them know that the video is getting close to the time and that there's this beautiful invitation to merge with and find ways to utilize and co-create with the love energy present here. And they said they're going to speak about all of the details that you just mentioned, and then that invitation, and then they're going to come back to us here.
Okay.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And, just to be able to also respect their time and their generosity for them to spend so much time with us. I'm just so grateful that the connection has been made. And like Misty mentioned in the chat room, it's a very magical and sacred time, a sacred moment right now at the first connection. And I am, on behalf of myself and my co-host, Jeff, we are thrilled that we were able to facilitate that connection today. Only here on the Infinite Star Connection podcast, I'm telling you, magic creates, magic happens. So I want to see what the Mamos would like to do, and we'll follow that. We'll honor that. We'll hold sacred space with joy with each other. And it's going to be a perfect way to wrap our time just for today, because there's going to be more. And this is just the beginning. And I'm quite excited about that.
Absolutely. I as well. And I'm very grateful for this presence here. I feel Bill's truth and authenticity, and it's really coming through the message here. I love that this is happening and that this is possible. And it's giving me some interesting feelings. Sometimes I forget, with all of the new things that are here in our physical world, that the Arhuacos and the 4 original peoples, along with other indigenous nations around the planet, they have maintained their reality ever since the beginning of what they say is the planet. And they don't have any other concepts other than, what they've been stewarding and connecting with. And the house that they're in is a slightly more modern version than one that they have usually. But when you're there with them and listening to these wisdoms, and now what they're projecting to us from is really a space that has been stewarded by them for an immeasurable amount of time. And it's strange to somehow, have to really remember that and really know, like, oh, wait, no, these people have been here. They have these codes. They have these traditions, they call them. They have these ways of life. And it has worked for, thousands and many thousands of years, way more than we could ever imagine. And they're still here, and they're still talking with us, and they're still capable of being just like us. They just remember how to do it in the traditions, and they have these old buildings. You sleep there, and you're in a 300-year-old little hut, and it's like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Really incredible. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that perspective as well, to see how this is very sacred, and how we can really bring ourselves together beyond time, space, and geographical distances and time zone and cultural background. We're redefining boundaries. And I want to acknowledge also Catherine, because also you're also a very gifted conduit. I love when you bring different intergalactic beings and angels. I have the joy to receive some message from you. So I think Bill and Catherine together form a beautiful balance. And of course, through the expansion. You're welcome. You're welcome. To the expression of I call him our crystal friend here, and to feel the energy. And it gives us a chance to exchange as we are still, everyone. And thank you for holding space with us, even though we go a bit longer today. It is such a magical moment. We're waiting for the Mamos to see how they feel, and they want to bring maybe a blessing in the presence of our crystal friend with you, of course, Tiam and Catherine, Bill, myself, the Arcturians, and many, many other ancestors, and lots of beings who are really curious and they celebrate with us. I can tell this because I've been getting also intergalactic feedback. I'm getting in and out of body. And what I'm getting is that there's many, many enlightened intergalactic groups who are present with us right now. This is just a taste of what this new era is about. And you are a co-creator, an engineer, a designer of this era. So just want to bring that perspective right now. And of course, my husband, Peter Benson. Peter has been so graciously accepted to be a co-host with me as we're holding Jeff, my co-host, who's going through a huge healing right now, and we're still holding him in prayers. So Peter is in the green room because he wants to give some space so we can see the skull better during the ceremony. And then before we close, I'll bring him back so we can honor also Peter holding space with us.
Yeah, you are such a beautiful team too, and the power together, the balance is well felt and known. So it's a blessing to know you and been able to really communicate with you over these months together. So it's a real blessing and an honor, and great love to you and your work.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the skull, it's not taking. It's all it's doing now is just putting out the love, and it's just filling with lots of love. And then, when they do whatever they want to do, is share that love. It's just open for that sharing. We're just open the doors to bring in the free flow of that higher, pure dimension of peace and love to the world. Whoa, we love that, don't we? Yeah, thank you. Whoa,
we do.
Yeah,
very much so. And thank you for acknowledging. Thank you so much. I'm really happy it's all working out. It was meant to be, and today is the perfect timing for this. And thank you for acknowledging also the balance Peter and we convey, and we are too being of service as you are all here. Once again, everyone, we're holding sacred space, which is allowing this, connections, communication, exchange within the Mamos. And as a reminder, also the Kualama Foundation and the Sun Nation organization, their links are in the description of today's episode. So you have just go to the episode, click on their link or copy paste it, and you can also enjoy knowing and learning more about both beautiful organizations. I just want to bring that back again. So thank you for staying also in your light and respect and sacredness here, and especially in the chat room. I will really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And being able to feel that energy of releasing negativity or belief system. We're very much in the presence of really, really powerful being, and to bring also the energy. It's very important to be able to do that, to hold in sacred respect. One thing I noticed about humanity right now is that when you disrespect others, you're disrespecting yourself more than anybody else. And so why treating yourself in such harsh way? Think about it. before you write or say anything. It's not a reflection on others. It's when you point fingers, the three fingers are back to you. So why being so harsh on yourself? Just a little
Very
piece of wisdom.
Mhm.
So I think they might be ready right now. So how about we checked with the mamos,
Ujú.
DM?
Dicen que tal vez están listos los mamos. Casi. He says almost. Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. No, that's perfect. We just want to make sure that we are still with them, make sure we are attentive, and we are, in the meantime, exchanging. And again, all the information is in the description of today's episode, so you're able to click. I know you can do it, but just look at it. Everything is there. In the meantime, we're holding sacred space. So thank you for joining us. Thank you to bring yourself as an emissary of light, as a conscious human being, holding also the space with many indigenous tribes and elders, even for those who pass on into the realm of light to become guardians. And right here with the energy with Bill and Catherine, what again I call your crystal friend, this beautiful crystal friend, because he's a friend, so I call him a crystal friend.
He is a friend.
Crystal of love, crystal friend. And of course, with you, DM, we're so grateful. And my husband is still in the green room holding sacred space from an angelic perspective. So we're in this together, and it's beautiful. He's bouncing off and up like this. And I'm going to wait till, because otherwise it's very crowded on the screen, and I want to bring more energy and make sure we can see this beautiful crystal being with us. And so, right, so true. When we are in our truth, everything opened up. The door of the universe opens up. You know, we want healing. It's there. We can connect. It's there. Everything becomes available to us, to our fingertips. Have you feel a change already this year? Something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the skull has been wanting to meet with the mamas for a long time, and different things are supposed to happen, and then something else happens and everything. And just like today, when we made it such a hard time to get into the stream rooms, it was it has been a magical time, a beautiful time, and the skull is very, very, very happy and joyful to have, because it's been wanting that connection and so it's quite a joy, a very joy. Thank you for what you do so much.
Mm.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for accepting, both of you. And of course, again, a big thank you for Misty Green. I'm so honored, and I'll be co-hosting for the first time in this lifetime, because I've done that in many lifetimes. Well, in this lifetime, in my human hybrid form as an ambassador from the galactics, being in the presence for some beautiful, many sacred indigenous tribes, and with the Mamos and DM, you're going to be there and making it possible through the Kualama Foundation, and of course in partnership with the Octrane University and our community. It's just, I can already feel this is just the beginning. And today, right now, as we're allowing them to tune in, to feel, and bring the message or the connection, we're going to all sacred space. Once they're ready, everyone, stay with us as much as you can, because once the memo come back and they're ready, we're going to also all sacred space with each other, our crystal master friend here, with DM, Catherine, Bill, myself, and many, many others, and Peter, my husband, in the green room holding space as well with us. And again, I want to acknowledge my dear friend and co-host, Jeff. This is season 7 already for us on the podcast.
Wow.
And we're going to be back more. It's just that right now, Jeff is in a sacred healing time, and I want to make sure we bring him also in the energy with the crystal skull and with the mamos, with all of us and all of you tuning in from all over the world. And today, this is a very special, magical episode, a very magical moment. So we're redefining time together. This is timeless. I love that.
Yeah, we are.
So
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention with a connection of sharing more, the Arhuaco specifically are on a journey of needing to and wishing to share more now as the transition is unfolding and the planet is in the state that it is. They want to have a communications hub, and we've been working with them to find ways for them to speak more. And with everything they have to do up there in the mountains, taking care of the temples, and the temples for us are, temples, but for them they're actual physical locations with energetics that need to be balanced, and that has a whole effect on the planet. So they're maintaining in the physical the things that they need to maintain, and it's up there. So they have a capital that's close by where they have a main village, and then they have lots of mamos that live up in the higher mountains and hills that are protecting their families, protect the different springs and the lakes and the rivers, and they maintain these sacred sites. So what we've now found out is that we're able to, the government, their internal government has agreed that we can come in and help them construct an ancient and modern version of a communications hub that allows for them to speak in their way, and then also has a small little production studio that allows for them to hold spaces like this with us and with other channels. And so that will be coming this year, thanks to the Kualama Foundation. They're that's not the best English word, but there's a phrase that says spearheading. But they're leading the charge for creating the communications hub, and us as Sun Nation, we're doing some of the design and technology for them, and then doing a little bit of the funding. So we're coming together to make sure that they have this communications hub so that they can speak more, and they're going to do it directly from the capital with their highest elders and wisdom keepers able to come and contribute and teach and learn. So it's like a really, really big thing that's going to happen this year that we're excited for.
That's incredible. I love the synchronicity because I'm about to launch a huge galactic hub and network myself. I'm going to be launching my own network called the Octrian Network. And we could have a space for indigenous wisdom that will help them to spread their message even more. So we'll communicate about this more because I'm getting ready. I have a team working on the design and put it together. So the Octrian Network, I have the Octrian University, the sanctuary, but the network is the embassy. It's an hub of communication, a network. I was guided to say, to create a network of bringing branches of communications together. And it's going to be soon available. We are hoping to launch for next month, February. And so partnership, collaboration to be continued. It's very much in synchronicity here.
Beautiful.
Oh, love it, love it. I think we're right in time. I think they might be ready now.
Sí, creo que ya están casi listos a presentar a ese tiempito. Yep. Yeah, as Anna says, they don't have the same concept of time. They're quite relaxed to take the moments to understand what is the truth coming through and what that needs to be applied to and how and when. And it's very timeless to be able to be put in a situation where we have to wait in live,
Yeah.
It's part of being benevolent being, and as for me personally, it's part of being an ambassador. So I understand. I just want to make sure you check with them whenever they are ready. We're ready for them. It's beautiful.
And we, just whatever works. If they need to do things differently, I was just opening up at the possibility of, because it magnifies the thoughts. So if we send good thoughts into it, it magnifies them many times. So I was just opening that up as a possibility. We could maybe do it later, or we could do it now. It's up to you. But I give that because that's the gift I give, is being able to work and share in the love. So that's what I feel is so important.
Okay, perfect. Dice que, bueno, que este fue una idea, digamos, una oferta. Si ustedes necesitan hacerlo diferente, como quieren hacerlo, pero él quiere compartir la oportunidad de conectar con el campo a través de pensamiento y energía para expandirlo y para que pueda ser una ayuda, una herramienta para ustedes a traer equilibrio y trabajar más en amor con los Yugajina Duna.
Entonces, queremos decirle al respecto del cristal, de cómo lo conocen, cristal o cuarzo. Yo creo que cuando hay tristeza o un sentimiento, uno brota agua por la vista. O sea, lágrima. Entonces, para la esencia, la energía, parte de la energía cósmica, la base de esa lágrima, los cuarzos, tiene esa energía del pensamiento, resentimientos. Eso cuando se trabaja con cuarzo, se hace en esa energía de esas líneas. O sea, parte de la sabiduría de los sabios, los cuarzos es base de esa energía cósmica de las lágrimas. Quiere decir que antes de materialización hubo un resentimiento, un dolor, para convertirse en vida. Por eso para dar un resultado de vida invisible, hay lágrimas. Entonces, cuarzo representa con esa energía. O sea, para que se materialice este mundo físico, hubo un dolor. Porque eso fue de un mundo oscuro, donde reina la energía negativa para convertirse en físico, para lanzar energía energética positiva ante una luz. Fue un proceso muy profundo. Entonces, en base a esa línea, en base en esa sabiduría, el cristal es la base de resentimiento, de dolorosos. Entonces, en cada lugar, en cada espacio, hay energía energética para mantener energía activada para que no reine energía negativa en este mundo físico que es un paraíso. Y como siempre, desde acá hemos dicho que todo tiene corazón. El mundo tiene corazón y tiene su conexión que une esa energía hacia una línea vertical. Es la Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, como ustedes lo llaman. Esto es Wamūke. Entonces hay un base que es cristal. Acá cuando vemos, necesita hacer un trabajo cristal, o sea, con el cristal hay negativo y positivo para convertir o desactivar la energía negativa y ponerlo en positivo. pero a través de la energía de las montañas. Uno sería como técnico a través de una afectación que uno va viendo, lo que va sintiendo. Entonces hay diferentes colores de cuarzos. Entonces podemos entender, si por lo menos acá vemos un cráneo como en piedra, quiere decir que viene esa energía del mundo oscuro, y aquí es para entender que si no tenemos esa obediencia, parte de la base del mundo natural, ¿dónde podemos llegar? O sea, vamos a ir al mundo oscuro. O sea, es una señal que está allí. Si vemos un oro en cráneos, quiere decir que esa energía está para desactivar el mundo, o sea, en el mundo negativo, desde el mundo físico. Entonces, en cada lugar, aquí nos dejaron sabios con diferentes idiomas y con diferentes prácticas, con diferentes actividades y diferentes ejercicios. Entonces, creo que eso no es, lo vemos como esa figura, y todo vamos a tener esa figura. Tenemos, lo que pasa es que tenemos cubierto en alimentos, porque lo que uno está vestido, el cráneo, el hueso, digamos, estamos vestidos de puros alimentos que tienen vida, y le quitamos la vida al alimento y nos alimentamos, y el que nos sostiene puros alimentos muertos. Entonces, cuando en el mundo físico empezaron a reinar esa energía negativa, para que no suceda igual, cuando ya se materializó, hubo unas lágrimas, y de esas lágrimas es que se convirtió en cristal, como cuarzo. O sea, eso indica, cuando no obedecemos el mundo natural, ¿dónde podemos ir? Cristalmente quedaríamos en el lugar, digamos, la muerte. Es un señal que está allí. De ahí también otros colores, o también piedras. Puede existir hasta en oro, en figura. Como ser humano, es para entender esa realidad de la vida. Entonces nos dejaron cada uno nuestros símbolos para que cuidemos y entendamos esa profundidad. Pues en ese sentido, nosotros decimos que todos son sabios, porque donde cada uno nace tiene montañas, y cada montaña es sabios y sabias. Y yo creo que esa profundidad es para entender que estamos en un mundo como ese cristal, donde el mundo está bien desarrollado, bien constituido, bien reglamentado. Entonces, que no lo dejemos que se convierta como figura de carabela. Y como vamos a ir conectándonos cada día más, entonces esto sería como para ir entendiendo esa profundidad. Entonces, realmente, si ustedes lo han cuidado, de pronto ese cuarzo tenía que haber habido en algún templo muy sagrado, al pie de las montañas. Sería como indicadores qué puede ocurrir. Pero si empezamos a materializar muchas cosas que son de corto tiempo, ¿dónde podemos llegar? Aunque pensemos muy cristal, pero llegaríamos en un punto donde nos podemos convertir ya en un caos, donde se dice un callejón sin salir de un oscuro, a un abismo. Todo donde podemos tener dolor. O sea, contándole un poco lo que los sabios mantienen esa sabiduría y de lo que se expresa un poco acá con el mundo físico e invisible con galácticos. O sea, una señalización que nos han dejado, ¿no? Entonces, como lo han conservado, tenemos que ver el espíritu y la energía, cómo está de pronto toca que sanarla o tendría algunas montañas que tienen sus conexiones o aguas, porque es muy integral desde de esa base de profundidad hasta allí.
Ujú. Bueno.
Translate.
Yes. Well, we will have a bit here. They wanted to start first with the crystal and respecting the fact that it is a crystal and how people relate to crystal. They are coming from a foundational energy saying that they believe when there is sadness or a feeling, water comes out through the eyes, through tears. And for the essence or energy, part of the cosmic energy, the basis of that tear, quartz carries the energy of thought and of emotions. That's why when one works with quartz, it's done with the energy of those lines, of those meanings. Part of the wisdom of the wise men or women is grounded in that cosmic energy of tears. This means that before materialization, there was a feeling, a pain, in order to become life. That's why in order to bring forth a result, an invisible life, there are tears. So quartz represents the energy, that energy, so that this world can be materialized. The pain itself being the energy, the pain converting itself into the energy or physicality of tears, and then the tears being connected to and controlled by or worked with from quartz. So pain to tears to quartz. So quartz represents that energy so that this world can be materialized. Coming from non-material to material, there has to be an energy paid for coming from. Beneath that feeling is a part of resentment or a painful sorrow. So in every place and in every space, there is an energetic force that is keeping the energy activated so that negative energy does not reign in the physical world, which is already a paradise. So in every place, there is an energetic force that's actively making sure not too much negative energy is in that physical area to maintain paradise. And so we have always said from here, everything has a heart. The world has a heart, and it has its connections that unites that energy toward a vertical line, the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, as you call it, which is the mountain range that they are based in, the heart of the world. So there is a foundation that is crystal here under this mountain range in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, where when we say that it is necessary to do crystal work, we mean with the crystal there under the mountain, negative and positive, to transform or deactivate negative energy and to bring it into the positive. But through the energy of the mountains as technicians, and through the impact that one observes and one feels, one can work with the system of the mountains to transform or deactivate negative energy, bringing that energy back into the positive. There are different colors of quartz, so we can understand it. For example, here we see skulls as if in stone. It means that energy comes from the dark world. And it is to understand that if we do not have obedience to the base of the natural world, where can we end up? We will go to the dark world. It's a sign that it is there. If we see gold on skulls, it means that the energy is there to deactivate the world, meaning in the negative realm within the physical world. So in every place they left us, in every place they, the elders from before, left wise ones with different languages and different practices, and with different activities and different exercises all around the planet. Wise beings were left different languages, different practices, and different activities and exercises. So he's saying, I believe that we do not see it only as that figure. We will all have that figure. What happens is that we are covered in, they call it elements. In English, it's the actual translation is food, but they basically are calling what we call the four elements. Everything made out of the four elements that's consumable. In Spanish, it's called ailments, basically. And so he's saying that our being from a foundational level is made up of the things that we eat, which are these elements. So it's natural that looking at this skull, there are figures drawn upon it, and those figures are things that represent these elements, like the dolphins. He's referencing that to the fact that our being, our body, and our vessel is created from the things that, from the external world that we consume. And that's why we are dressed in pure elements or foods that used to have life. Everything that we eat as a human, we are eating life, and we're taking that life from the food, and then we feed ourselves, and that sustains us in life, which is actually pure dead food. So we are taking the life in order for us to continue living. So when in the physical world, that negative energy begins to reign, or began to reign when the physical world was created, that same thing, we don't want that to happen. How do we say that? 1 second here. Once the materialization happened from all of material reality is coming from the negative energy in the negative area, in the void space that is the nothingness, which they call a fire that's forever burning. This negative energy, that's where physical reality came from. In order to come into the positive world, it was necessary to be able to have this pain or feeling that then becomes tears, which becomes crystal, which becomes quartz. So the indication that when we do not obey the natural world, where do we go? Well, the crystal remains there, let's say, in the place, and death is a sign that it is there, meaning the skull. So I think he's going to wrap this up in the next couple paragraphs, which makes it make more sense. From there, this skull, this representation of tears, pain, non-physical to physical, and the death related to sustaining life and not obeying the natural world, there are other colors and other stones, and those stones with other colors. For instance, it could even exist in gold figures. Right now, it is crystal. As a human being, it's to understand the reality of life itself here in the natural world, and to understand that our ancestors, or these beings that gave themselves to create the physical world that we live in, they left us these symbols so that we can care for them and understand that depth of this reality that we're speaking on. So in that sense, we say that we are all wise, because wherever each person is born, there are mountains, and each mountain is a wise ancestor that gave its life to become physical. Either a wise man or a wise woman. He continues to say, I believe that depth, that understanding of this reality and this physical world, that there is a world like that in crystal, where the world is well developed, well constituted, well regulated. And in that sense, this then becomes, as we said, the figure of the skull. Well developed, well constituted, well regulated world then being formed into this object here. And as we go, we will connect more, they're saying, to you and to the skull and to all that are listening. We will connect more together each day. And this is so that we can start to understand this depth between the feeling of pain to tears to quartz to then perfection to then object. So truly, if you have cared for it, the two of you caring for the skull, perhaps that quartz must have been in a very sacred temple at the foot of the mountains. Maybe it was left as like an indicator of what could occur. But if we start materializing many things that are short-lived, referencing humanity with technology, with short-sighted realities, where can we end up? What if we think we are very crystal in our perfectness, and we think we're doing really well in our thoughts, and we're aligning everything in a great way with all of this structure? But then if we're not actually paying attention to the natural world while we're thinking in our crystalline thought, we will end up in chaos and becoming chaos. What is referred to as going through a never-ending dark abyss. Everything where we have pain, the non-obedience to the natural world. So I'm sharing a little of what the wise ones hold as wisdom, and what is expressed a bit here with the physical and the invisible worlds, with these characteristics, like a signaling they left us, right? Like this skull here. So since you have preserved it, we now have to see the spirit and the energy, how it is. Perhaps it might need to be looked at or healed, or maybe it would have some mountains that have connections to it, or waters around the world, because it is integral. Everything is integral in one system. So now that is the base of the depth that we would like to come from and look through. And we need to then now start to understand more about the spirit of this crystal. And
Well, this is incredible, but we're gonna need to wrap up because we're going
Yeah.
2 hours and 30 minutes, and I have other engagements. I can't
Yeah.
stay any longer on the podcast, but unfortunately, because I know we could go probably another hour or so easily, but I do have other engagement, and I want to thank again everybody patience to holding space. So with the most respect and the most grateful way, can you please thank everyone, especially for their wisdom, the elders, taking the time also for them from their busy obligations, whether to the community, to the land, to the earth, to each other. They also took a lot of time with us. We are very grateful for their generosity today. And just to know that there will be other opportunities to create, to reconnect each other and to go even deeper in that sense. But right now, I feel like it feels very complete. And if it's okay, I'd like to close Sacred Space for today.
absolutely, yes. Bueno, muchísimas gracias para este mensaje. Ya ponerlo en inglés es un poco una cosa, pero creo que ya hemos hecho lo mejor posible por ahora. Y ya vamos entrando en 2, ya falta, ahí estamos, así en el tiempo. Entonces, quieren agradecer este mensaje, como ya yo lo terminó a darlo a ellos, ya con el tiempo es necesario a terminar, pero 2, ya vamos súper sincronizado, y ella dice que este es el primer momento, el primer tiempo, y seguramente vamos a ver cómo articularnos mejor, tejernos continuamente con la gente que están aquí y también con este momento. Y quieren dar una gran duni a ustedes para tomar el tiempo del día de ustedes para compartir con nosotros. Es una gran cosa para ellos y quieren intentar a ponerlo, que ustedes sienten que están muy agradecidos por este tiempo. Entonces, Duni, ya no sé si tiene última cosa para decir ya cuando vamos terminando.
Duni. Beautiful. Amazing.
Beautiful. They are also very thankful, or how do you say that? Very connected to time and not time. So they know that we want to say thank you so much for taking your time, and they're also like, yeah, we're this is what we're here for. So okay, wonderful. You guys have a great day. Whatever needs to happen next, perfect.
Yes, I know. I understand. Okay. Go ahead.
Dices, yo lo dije a ellos que sí, como ustedes viven afuera de tiempo, ya es perfecto para ustedes y están aquí para servir, y ellos, bueno, normalmente tienen procesos para terminar y así, Entonces quieren saber que ustedes están súper y podemos terminar y todo súper.
Muy bien.
Sobre el
Okay.
sentido de la vida, el bienestar, somos uno solo.
Oh.
Duni.
He says, well, in the sense of all of us, in the sense of well-being, we are all one spirit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Duni, we are one. Definitely, we are all one. And it is just the beginning. I know we'll be with each other again, and it's just a continuation. I know time is an illusion. We're just simply completing one aspect for the next one to already unfold, and we are in the oneness of each other. Also, to you, very much a big thank you, DM, for your time, for the excellency of the translation and your patience as well. Thank you for Bill and Catherine and our crystal friend here to come and connect. It was absolutely incredible. And again, thanking my husband, Peter Benson, for holding the space and sending, Jeff much healing. And I know this has been an absolutely incredible journey of wisdom, love, and transcendence of time. Thank you for tuning in for the Infinite Star Connection podcast. We will be back. I'm just going to wait to see how Jeff recover. And once we are ready to come back, which we will return, we will let you know. In the meantime, enjoy this exclusive podcast and much love to you. And remember, all the links are in the description today. Stay in your light, everyone. Much love.
Much love.
Aquí estamos para avanzar.
Eso. He says, we are here to advance.
Yeah.
Para hacer posible lo que no es, lo que ven que es imposible.